Okay, this one was a really good find. Google algorithm or whoever made it appear here. Yeah, I just wanted to randomly see it. What is another person's? I saw another girl's presentation, so why not see a boy's presentation, right? So I just chose it. You brought it to me, I just chose it, and I still had a few concepts that I forgot to describe in the previous video. So I wondered if he presents it. So I got lucky. He did present that. So I found that at the 20th minute. So what is happening is, that Valli Thirumanam, right? So the word is Manam Puridal. So you put the third Sulina, right? You put 3 circles. That Manam Puridal is actually to get married. So marriage is Thirumanam. It's like holy. And then manam, right? The other meaning of manam is fragrance, right? Like frankincense. Frankincense is a beautiful word actually. It's a fragrance. That's what is manam, the other word. But manam, the rendu sulina, the gentler na, is actually heart, right? So manam puridal is a little bit of a play, and usually with this kasturi concept, musk concept, of course we are in Elon Musk world. Musk concept, kasturi concept is just looking for the fragrance and finding it within yourself, right? So that is actually connecting manam and manam there, fragrance and heart, right? So here they are connecting marriage and heart. So Valli Thirumanam, like the old man and the young, that is about discovering your heart, if you see the Bernadette story, right? So I wondered if that could have been the meaning, right? So I have not yet come to that part of his presentation, but at about 20th minute, very beautifully presented. I don't know if he thought through that or if I am exaggerating from my own mind. This person is well and alive. If you know him, you can ask him. So about 20th minute here, especially presented it in a very, in the most difficult part, like there is this kama, the desire, as Buddha says, desire is the root cause of misery, right? So this kamam and jalam. So the jalam is like the maya, how the desire causes the maya, and this person is going through this pain in this macrocosmic confusion, right? Bhumi Pugalam, that situation has happened. Now you're in the second. Why is this maya and why is this suffering happening to me? And this, you're already reaching this wish. My wishes are coming true, and all my dreams are not actually in tandem with my true intentions. The reality is very scary. You're running. If you ask me, I'm like madly running the other direction. Everybody knows it. Yes, the reality is very scary, but it's actually your dream is coming true. So this Maya is very vexating, right? In this fellow is, that girl, comparatively, so as a woman, she's able to do this, taking a jewelry box and then taking jewels one by one, decorating herself while looking at a mirror. So the double meaning there would be, the normal meaning would be decorating and beautifying yourself for your lover to come, right? So she's a very vanity kind of, you're looking at your own beauty is the outermost meaning. Innermost meaning is reflecting upon yourself and decorating yourself with the treasures of thoughts or something like that. So the treasure box is your heart, and then this is like a self-decoration, self-love or something is happening, the self-reflection there, right? She presented that. This guy, he has a very another presentation. She actually did a very similar thing, but that's beautiful, like how each person brings in their choreography, or in the choreography they are bringing in their philosophy. So she presents it like the old person is taking food, right? So in his dance that didn't appear at all. So Amudu is like, you can also see it as the eternal nectar, right? Amrit is the eternal immortality drink. So here the old person is like right now I'm going through that. So that I'm eating the eternal thing, and that's very beautifully done this hiccup. There is a hiccup in this situation. So that presentation was extraordinarily good. The old person having this eternal nectar, and if you had seen my video yesterday night, could see the hiccup going through this, why this anger and other things, what this whole maya jalam, this frustration is real. So he's going through the hiccup, and the young person gives water to the old person. This is there in the Ben-Hur movie also, right? In Ben-Hur, Jesus gives water to him first, and then he gives water to Jesus in the last scene, right? So the younger person gives water because the old man is going through the hiccup. And then Manam Puridal, to understand the heart. This guy, he is presenting as giving material desires, Yeah, do you want this? Do you want a beautiful cloth? Do you want good food? A few things. He's showing material things. Do you want this? Do you want this? The desire is, Kamam is giving you everything. And then he's saying, no, I don't want this, I don't want this. And then he says, do you want to get married? So, but the other way you want to see it is, do you want to understand your heart? And then the person is saying, yes, that is what I want. Fantastically presented. So let me just put the video on for you. And there is a very beautiful final conclusion part. It's in this song, but it's not in that song. So hold on for that. This goes on and on. Yeah, if you're in my shoes and if you see my family and what is happening, so this desire for power, marriage, money, so many things. Yeah, this is constantly throwing its arrows. That I'm living through this. Yeah, I'm like saying no, and running away. Yeah, I'm still living through it. I haven't come out of it fully. But the solution when in this, so the Saw-me-yai vara cholladi completely stops after the first half. I realized only today that the second half is full of repetitive phrases of manam kallodi. So if it is coming from the heart, how can all this be true? When you say manam kallodi means, is it not melting? Why is it like a stone? Well, how can my heart create this maya jalam? I don't want this. What kind of heart is this? It's a very beautifully presented struggle. So in all these parts where there is your desires and your temptations, all your desires and temptations coming and luring you, and you've already seen this, something is surprising, something about the heart, and why is this happening? And there is a lot of negativity happening. You're suffering. So repeatedly, the phrase, the varnam that repeats here is Manam Kallodi only. It's not Saw-me-yai vara cholladi. So there is a point at which you cross this problem. You deal with this in reality. You solve this problem, and in the end, God shows up. Okay, God or your heart. You understand your heart. But here, surprisingly, I completely did not expect. I just was very happy with this particular presentation. Yeah, you can rewatch it. I think I cut it halfway. There's even more. He like asked one by one, like, "Do you want this? Do you want this? Do you want this?" So in the end, he writes a verse or something, and in that, to understand your heart. So the verse has understanding your heart, and then he accepts that, like his heart is melting for that, right? And then there is still problems happening, but you're standing up and you're stronger. You're no more falling for the problems that are happening there, right? But the last part, they completely skipped that Valli Thirumanam, all those controversial part, and they replaced it with perfect verses. I don't know which one now had the original. I don't remember which one I did. But let's just thoroughly enjoy what he presents, okay? These words and his dance is extremely good. Abhinayam kaanbadum adil manam thoivadum veedu peru tharume. To Jayapratha from Canada. Or to Kamala Hassan. Anyhow, let's go for 33. I think it's about 33 or something. So here, this is also, instead of saying old person, the way it is presenting here is manam talladi, kallathanam seidu, manam talladi. So manam talladi is not old man. So talladi is, you feel like a person who's old and shaking. Here, the heart is shaking. So it's getting tempted. So the heart is getting a bit wavy. Okay, maybe I want it, maybe I have it. Okay, I will admit, I'm still not sure, why not? Why don't I give that a try? Why not make that try? Why, that manam talladi. So that is what is presented. So kallathanam says manam talladi. It's not an old man cheating. You can even see it as your own heart being a little bit, where in the storm, it is a little bit like, oh, maybe I can go that way, this way, that he presented very well. So here it's not at all about Valli Thirumana, that old man. This is about yourself. Beautiful, yeah. So here you can take it in any way, because Valli is genderless, third gender. So here, falling for that, right? Falling for that. It's very understandable. So it, instead of saying it as old age, here you can manam talladi. You can actually have it as old age also. But why is this happening? Or why? How? Only in a heart of stone that this can happen, right? So that's how it's being presented here. But earlier there is also this ma madi kana venumadi. So instead of ma madam, ma mati is like the female elephant, right? It's a pidi kalirilla pidi, right? So instead of ma madam came in the second part. Before that he says Madi, and then he puts the moon, right? But Madi is also your mind, and then Mahamati is like your what do you say, Atma and Paramatma. So your mind and the universal mind, right? Mahamati Kana Vendum comes before this, I think. And so it's the heart is shaking, what would happen? You're an ordinary simple human being, suddenly the whole universe is dancing. You don't know, like it feels like okay, everything's working on, means maybe I should go for this. It's very confusing, and unless many negative things happen, for me that's how it has been, because I'm stupid and blind and deaf and darn it kind of a human being. Sometimes I'm like die-hard optimist. It has to be so freaking negative for me to move out of it. So this filter, the way it falls in front of me, come on, just don't go there. It falls very heavily. That makes me cry and be angry, and it's very suffocating phenomenon, because God is saving you, sort of testing you. He knows you don't want to, but then you're just being ignorant and stupid, and the filter when it falls, like yesterday's anger and crying, almost it comes from this, the way it falls. Why you take me then why you put this whole negative thing in front of me? You feel this struggling aspect of it. Yeah, it's a way of protection maybe, but I'm still missing out on the last very, very beautiful part of this song, which is somewhere here. Oops, it's in the last part. Let me see if I can move the cursor. So before Saw-me-yai vara cholladi is going to come, Manam kallodi, now Manam urugudadi. Manam urugudadi, Manam kallilarundu Manam urugudadi, and then Saw-me-yai vara cholladi is going to happen now. So it's because you had it in a dream when you were young. Only once, only one day I had this particular vision when I was young. So when I realized Ilamai kalam thirumba varumodi, how can the thought of the youth can come now, and so my heart is melting over that, which is so factual, right? Don't tell it to a psychiatrist. But if you know what I'm talking about, this is not relevant to a modern world, rationalist thinking, but fortunately the art world still carries it for us. A few who understand, or who have the fortune or misfortune to go through this phenomenon. There is this beautiful presentation of the song and the dance here. So if you see that connection, right, the Bernadette connection here, or Kumarasamy, Kumarasamy is coming here now. When you see the one, you dream of a young age happening at a much older age. How could I have known it earlier? Like இளமை காலம் திரும்ப வருமோடி மனம் உருகுதடி, and then Saw-me-yai vara cholladi. Perfectly done, right? Until then it's like manam kallodi, because it's freaking insane level of desires dancing about in the universe, right? And you are running and running and running from it. At least I am doing it, you know me.
ஞானம் செய்வதே நடி சொல்லடே மனோக்கள் ஓடியே ஞானம் செய்வதே நடி சொல்லடே சகியே
Beautiful, yeah? Absolutely beautifully presented. That's a perfect conclusion. So that's pretty straightforward with philosophy. So he brought in this whole dream thing was not there in the other presentation, right? So I don't know which part actually Dandayatha Pillai wrote. Now we have to go look at who did the verse. So it's also, I keep wanting to defend my mistake, you know. The ego keeps telling, what if originally we had Yendan and not Kumara? I don't know. But then at least we see the verse difference between the two. Or probably both the verses were there. Each person is choosing a different set to do the conclusion of how it happens. And you can see the other person was angry about that female reality, which is still true. Still a dance between my brother and me that is happening. Yet still a girl has to say a no. If she has to say a no, this sociological pressure coming in trade and tariff farm and all that, you know, political pressure and all, it's very difficult to navigate. Just love yourself and say a no. Yeah. There is no way to escape this. It doesn't matter where you are, who you are. Just simply say a no, walk away from it, and love yourself. Whoever says yes, if they are willingly saying yes, maybe that's a great boon for them. Those who say yes, and if they willingly take it, maybe there is a beauty to it, you know. I don't know about it. If you want to say a no, you have to say a no. When you have to say a no, you have to say a no. Okay. For self-love. Okay. And this idea of only this gives this reprieve, you know. You don't need to take a pill. You don't need to take a pill. If you believe in yourself, you love yourself, and if you completely understand how your youth connects to your old age, you don't need to go, and they don't have a pill for it. They don't have counselors for it, at least as far as I know. Hopefully, if this video goes out there, hopefully this idea eventually somewhere gets published in a research journal or somewhere and becomes a part of conversation, and this is accepted. Yeah. Until then it has to be supposedly it's seen as a whatever. I don't even want to mention those names of those diseases. Okay. It's a very, very unfortunate world out there because they are operating under this political governance and money and trade and tariff. Yeah, the psychiatrist is under their wing. There's no way to escape that. Just give up everything, say no to everything and walk out of it. Okay, you cannot win that game. That game, money and power game, using your science, it's a very difficult place to be in, especially when they're against spirituality. As a rationalist, they are not going to open your mind for this. Okay, so your art is a world where there is still solutions. You can listen and you can find yourself. But the best solution is loving yourself. Yeah, love yourself somewhere. Please find a solution. Yeah.